Hello folks, welcome back to Grimm's Garage and another episode of recent Diecast pickups. We've got a lot of new Greenlight. These are floating around for a while, but I finally was able to find the ones I wanted. Norman Rockwell series, brand new Smokey the Bear series, I've got a couple of those. A gas station accessory kit from Greenlight. A single Johnny Lightning, a single Hot Wheel, a single Matchbox, and a 5-pack of Matchbox, which, if you watched my other videos, we've already seen, but I had to buy again, simply for that dumb piece of plastic on top. That's it. I needed the variant of that. Oh, sucker. I originally bought this for 1, 2, 3, those original models. I ended up keeping them all, but it's those three I initially really needed, especially my wagons. But I had to have the variant, so got some extras for the trade table. So let's start right off with this guy here. This will be the only one here I will not be opening. We're going to open up everything else. The only reason I'm not opening this is because I accidentally purchased this as a double. I've got, I've started getting quite a few of these newer wagons. And yes, I love all my wagons, but the newer rounder bodies I don't really pay attention to. I'm not too familiar with them, so I lose track of what I have. So, we got another for the trade table. And there is a young man that goes there specifically for wagons like I do. So, I'm going to put all those aside for that fellow in case he shows up. He probably will. Honda Civic Custom. I was going to say I'm very new to this model, but apparently everybody is. It's new for 22. I don't know why I always try to look at it in the package. We're opening this. Brand new model. Born in California. Hot Wheels. It's a fancy model, but I like it. I like wagons and I like hatchbacks. Speaking of this, I mean, what do you call these vehicles? Do some people have another name for these? Because we're like a Pontiac vibe. My wife has a Pontiac vibe. It's not quite a hatchback. It's not quite a wagon. It's somewhere in between. And some of these modern models that are the same size straight up say they're wagons. I personally don't feel that is. Can anybody chime in on that? Do you have a personal subcategory that you call the almost wagons, the elongated hatchbacks? I don't know if there's a proper name for those, but in my mind, there's a difference because I love both. And there's that weird in between. Alright, anyway. Might as well start off with this little gas station set. I don't own anything like this. I've been wanting one. And if I had my choice, honestly, out of the three they offered, from what I looked up online after purchasing this, the Phillips looks a lot like this one, the Red Crown. Very red, and this is dark blue. The other one might have been black, I don't know, but it relatively looked the same. But if I had a choice, I probably would have went with the Pennzoil. The black and yellow looks really nice. And obviously would go great with a lot of the, what do you call it, the Moon Eyes stuff. Not that I specifically go for the Moon Eye stuff. I just happen to have a lot of models that I collect that come in the Moon Eye's motive. I'll have to cut this one a little extra. I'm used to just pulling out one little model off the bottom. Pardon me. Alright. Engine lift. This whole kit is plastic, by the way, which upon first discovery was a bit disappointing. I was hoping a couple pieces would be die-cast, but for the level of detail, I guess, for the price, as if it was die-cast, I'm okay with it. And it's not super chintzy. It's alright. I'm not gonna test it. Let's see what we got. Oh, let me just turn this over. These are hard to pull out. Something straight locked in. Alright. Little belly board. Yeah, the level of detail makes these way better. Definitely does. That top almost looks like it moved, but it doesn't. It's just an extra glued on piece. You can see what piqued my interest there. But yeah, so I was saying, I was disappointed at first it was entirely plastic, but these details really make it worth it. I have no diorama yet to set these up. I do have a lot of Matchbox action driver sets. But that's an entirely different thing. That's not this level. Right. What we got here? I don't know if it's a battery car or a welder car. It's gonna be like a battery charger. Sorry, I'm not a car shop guy. I've been a machinist and I'm an electrical engineer, but honestly, I've never been much of a real car mechanically kind of guy. Got our little car jack. That just might actually be a tiny piece of metal slivered in there just to help balance it down because it's so tiny and light. Yeah, they did. So they lied on the package. It's not entirely plastic. I did find a piece of metal. Ooh. And the last part of that, got ourselves a nice little classic gas pump. There we go. full detail on all sides of these. Alright. Let's go with the only Johnny Lightning. Pretty cool one too. I love my El Caminos. 1966 Chevy El Camino. Project in Progress series. Street Freaks. The first Chevy El Camino debuted in '59. Though Ford had introduced the Ranchero in '57, GM's head of design, Harley Earl, had already discussed creating a pickup coupe back in 1952. Very happy to have this. Love my El Caminos. I've got plenty. There's some over here in the background. But I do only have one other one of this specific casting. So I will pull that out. We'll do a little side by side. Sorry if I sound a little more scruffier than usual today. Been a bit under the weather. I planned to record a video 2 days ago, but took some time off because it just wasn't going to happen orally. This one just did not want to come out. Regal Elkie. Of course, just more advertising. There we go. Triple cast primer. The package says it's just the red primer, but obviously you see 3. 4. It's like, yep, that's different. No, that's rust. Okay, that's what that's supposed to be. So we got red primer, gray primer, black primer, and rust on some of the original red parts. I'm sorry, I keep looking at my view, not yours. I don't recall. Does this open? Yes, it does. Yes, no? Yes, no? That opens a lot for not opening. Look at that. Let's pull out the other one. Rolls okay. Sorry I didn't plan this out very well. And here we are. Does this? No, this one did not open. So that's strange on the other one. This one's like what I like to call like a Dr. Pepper color. It's my wife's favorite soda. This one came in a different package with a collectible tin case. Honestly, not my favorite year of the El Camino. I love my square bodies. But I love all El Camino. And these are beautiful. All right. Next. I'm gonna get this Matchbox out of the way. All right. Top model. We have the Malibu Marauder. which I've previously opened, as I said before. But I did have this model once already. I believe it's blue and yellow. And it came with the big service station. I believe it's the same model. Maybe that has an open top and it's some kind of buggy. I don't recall exactly, but I was happy to have it in my collection. And that one will go on the trade table. This one as well will go on the trade table. Absolutely love my wagons, but I don't need multiple loose of the same model. I know a lot of people like having multiples. I'm not that guy. Next, what do we got here? F-150 SVT Raptor 2010. Nice headlight tempo. I did like this model. I don't usually like the newer ones, but I like the spare tire in the back, fifth wheel, and the fact that it's got the hitch there. Quite appealing features. Here's this one. Does that? Casting says 2009. Gee willies. Got a few of these. Perhaps someone else will have this one as well. And the last one that I purchased the whole thing for basically just that piece of plastic. I wanted this green piece of plastic. Because my other one has a different piece of plastic. And those are the rules. Alright. What are we going to do next? We're going to do this. Greenlight Norman Rockwell Series 4. I'm not a set collector, but I had to have this. I already have two other ones. I've got the, to be honest, I don't remember the series, but I've got one in yellow, and I've got the blacked out series version. And I've got them open next to me, so we will take a little comparison. And I'm quite excited because, sorry, jumping ahead on these cards here. This set here is something. What was it? 84 Chevy C20 Custom Deluxe. Not the 81 K20, but 84 C20. I just saw a quick little photo of it, but it pretty much looked the same as this. It had the same equipment in the back. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see that. The only models they had there were the two that I picked up. We'll go over this later. Right now, let's open this fine model. The Rockwell series has been floating around, or at least the Series 4, in my local horrible lobby shop. I didn't care for most of the models, but I'm starting to see some of them that I do. This being one of them. Usually these are, this piece here this is the second one I've gotten where that piece is bent out of whack. That should be pointed down a little further. I've try to make some adjustments to that later. But I love this truck. I mean, I love the truck anyway if it was just a simple normal truck, but having the lights and all this fuel equipment in the back, that's great. I assume it's fuel equipment. It's a part of the fire department, but it kind of looks like, it don't look like no water pump stuff to me, and that's not enough storage. If anybody else knows, please let me know, because I personally assume, although you would hope the fire department did not supply fuel, but I kind of assume this is a fuel truck to supply fuel to the other fire equipment, much like construction site would have. Stockbridge Fire Department. Now, at first, I had to take a closer look because I'm not familiar with this artwork. I'm like, why does this truck go with this artwork? But apparently, if I can get it to focus, that's the fireplace featured in the artwork, although this truck isn't in the artwork. We got some really old car in there and a larger fire engine, but I'm not complaining because I have the model I want. Glad they didn't do the ones in the photo. I really like this. Anyway. Here's the other yellow one they had. What does it say on there? 4th District, Howard County. Little different light on top. Rear equipment is otherwise the same. No opening hood. That's okay, and that's because they supply us with all the rear accessories. And we have the blacked out series, which in comparison, this one does have the matching roof light and the equipment, although it's slightly painted differently. Other than that, this one is different because it has the added front accessories. Thought there was something else. Isn't the rear different or something? I thought something was a little different. But I guess it's just the added front end and the light. I love these trucks. It's one of my favorite models of theirs. Alright. Now, we'll go with this. Because this is... I love Broncos. I've got quite a few different makes. But I don't have any Greenlight Broncos. This is my first Greenlight Bronco in this new Smokey Bear series. The Smokey Bear series, there's a 42 Jeep, which I have, 65 D100, which I'm not interested in. It's too old. It's a little later I would. It's too round for me. We have the Bronco, 69 Ford Club wagon with canoe on top. Now, I saw that name right away. I knew I had to have it. Of course, you would assume at first it's a station wagon, but sometimes that word is used for other vehicles like vans. And in this case, it is a van. And that's okay. I love vans too. And it still has the accessorized canoe on top. I really want to find that. And we have the C20 Custom Deluxe, which I just discussed, which looks a lot like these guys. And the Ford F-250, I would like to have that as well. I'm not super hot on having that one. Or not sweating trying to obtain it. That's what I meant. But I will be trying to obtain it. Like I said, this is my first Bronco from them. Roll slightly rough, but it's supposed to be an off-road vehicle, not a glass top. A little disappointing for me, I guess. Being my first model, you could see this casting was made to have an optional top that this one wasn't offered with. Looks like I got a bit of blue paint on the plastic chair. I don't know how that happened. Wait, are they metal? They might be metal. Back one's definitely plastic glued in. Yeah. Front ones look like they're part of the casting. Pardon me. Yeah, I'm really liking this. And it has a hitch on it. Bit high of a hitch. Oh. I do have an opening hood. Not gonna go too far with that. But it does open. Slightly darker blue engine with a white air filter. Really nice. I like that interior as well. The whole stick shift. The dashboard looks really nice. Very happy to have that. And the last two models, we got a couple Jeeps. We'll open the Rockwell series first. 45 NB Jeep. I do have at least one more of these. I'll pull what I have and compare them later. I do really like these really thin vintage tires. I apologize, my camera is jumping around crazy today. Yeah, it's probably the lights reflecting off those plastic cases. I'll have to learn from my mistakes and plan accordingly later. Maybe do some test footage. But yeah, nice detail on this. Feels really quality. Could have done a little more detail on the tooling, little accessories on the side and rear, but you can't do them all, and some of them do have that. Such as this one from Smokey Bear. Now my favorite, well, I don't know if I'd say my absolute favorite. One of my favorite stand-up comedians who passed away years ago, unfortunately, to addiction. He used to have a skit where he talked about, where he had jokes about Smokey the Bear, but then when he did a tour in Europe, he said those jokes didn't really work because they didn't go by Smokey the Bear. They had Smacky the Frog. I definitely believe they don't have Smokey the Bear. That's entirely like American looking thing. But is Smokey the Frog a real thing, or is he just feeding his own material? Get some of my European viewers enlighten me. I like this one. You can see the difference between the body and the base, different metal colors. And I'm always a sucker for the bright green and black. I don't know why. In fact, I had a custom um, 360 gaming console that was painted these colors. And see, this one, they bothered to paint the tools on this one. That's very nice. Still no on the gas tank, though. What is that tiny sticker? Sorry for taking off camera for a second. I really cannot see what that is. Yeah, I really like that. Now, I believe one of these, I think I have one model that's the same as this. These don't fall out, hopefully. Yep, that one right there. Just happens to have a top on it. It's just nice to have more in the inventory. And funny enough, this one is an M2. It's not even a Greenlight. Although the windshield is way better quality. Otherwise, some of the details and everything are quite the same. Very, very much the same. But thank you folks for joining me tonight. Hope you all have a pleasant evening. And I hope you join me again soon. I'll have another recent pickups with some things from M2 and Hot Wheels. Good night.